Hey guys, JawsTheSharkReviews here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe class Sureshot. So here he is right here in his alt mode, but first, here we have the packaging, and so let's get a close-up look at it right here. So as you can see, there's Sureshot in roll-up mode and in alt mode, 25 steps, you know, this right down here. Let's see, here's the top and the bottom. Here's the side. It's like what we saw before, you just see more of it. And here's the other side. And finally, here's the back. So, you know, this right here. Of course, he is a target master. I mean, it said so right here, but his target master is Spoil Sport. So we will take a look at him too, because well, obviously he comes in the set. But so yeah, and here's this. And that is pretty much it for the packaging. So moving right along, here we have Sureshot in what appears to be like a weird like Cybertronian race car mode. Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, let's get a close-up look at it right here. And yeah, of course the yellow obscures everything else, so I have to kind of dim the lighting a bit. But yeah. So look up close, you can see all the little details they put in. Nothing really interesting. This figure is kind of a simple figure. I mean, well, not the transformation really, but everything else though is fairly simple. And unfortunately, that means you could see his arms, and specifically his hands, just hanging out here in the back, and even his head right there. His feet, I mean, the feet don't bother me that much, but you know, just the head and the arms there, I mean, I don't know. It looks a little dumb, I will say. But from the front though, he looks pretty good, I guess. So yeah, and you know, you do have like a very like, it's like a grayish blue sort of for the windshield, so I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, overall not terrible. Oh yeah, and I just remember this, about a few days ago when I was like researching this guy or whatever before the review on TF Wiki, I saw that this figure, so alright, so this figure obviously came out this year, excuse me, this year, 2026, but the last time that Hasbro ever officially made a Sureshot figure before this guy was all the way back, and this time I literally mean it, all the way back in 1987 with the original G1 Sureshot. So let's just be grateful that we have this, even if it's not perfect. It's the first time in like literally 40 years almost, but still 40 years, 4 decades, that Hasbro gave us an official Sureshot figure. Like literally the only 2 figures, if you go on G1 Sureshot's TF Wiki page, are the 1987 G1 figure and the 2026 Age of the Primes one. That's it. That's kind of wild to me. I would have thought that like Thrilling 30 would have done the figure or something. Like it seemed like they would have, but no. This is the first modern Sureshot figure, so again, I guess we just have to be grateful. But yeah, overall, it looks okay. I mean, not perfect, obviously, but it looks alright to me. So yeah, now of course, as I mentioned just before, he comes with a little target master, and his name is Spoil Sport, I believe. So let me look at the box again. Yeah, Spoil Sport. Spoil Sport, Sureshot. Seem kind of similar, I don't know. Especially if you look at them. But anyway, so here he is. You know, pretty straightforward. It's basically that same target master mold that we've gotten since, I think, like Legacy Evolution or whatever. because they had a few figures, or maybe even the Legacy Year 1, because I think there was one. I don't think I got him. I think it was Point Blank was his name. But whatever. So yeah, here he is. If you can see all the sculpting and everything, not a whole lot, but pretty simple, straightforward. Obviously he has no posability except for, I guess you can kind of have him lean over, sort of bend down. You could do that. That's mostly just for the transformation though. Which, speaking of which, we'll show that off right now. So first you just want to bring down the gun, the cannons right here, and then you're just going to swing this down. There's a tab right here in the chest. They'll go in that slot, and boom, there you go. So there you have Spoil Sport in his gun mode. So now we can store him wherever on Sureshot. Well, really the only place is right here on the hood, because there's nothing on the sides. There are these, but unfortunately you can't even, there's no room to put them in. Like, they could fit, like the pegs could fit in the holes, or the perfect size, but just this everything surrounding isn't, there's not enough clearance to put it down. So the only place you're going to be able to put it is right in the hood, and that's probably the best but still pretty strange looking this display, I guess, of him. So there you go. Looks alright. I mean, it's putting the Target Master to use, so I don't see why anything would be wrong with it. So yeah, but anyways, so now for the alt mode size comparisons. Here he is with the Age of the Primes blast off, and the only reason I have these guys together is that I don't have really any relevant comparisons to Sureshot, so I'm just like, well, I guess Blastoff's the only wave mate of his I reviewed on the channel so far, so I'm just gonna compare these two, but I really got nothing for comparisons that's relevant, so you'll get this at least, so there you go. So now on to the transformations. So, starting off, what you want to do is you want to detach the wheel areas from the holes on what will become the forearms. I mean, technically they already are the forearms because just of how lazy Hasbro engineered them. And then next, you just want to take this and then just untab it. You'll see the slot, and it was in that tab, so you could probably figure out the rest right there. Then just strain the arms out, and then you just want to kind of bring this up. I think these tabs right here and there, the red ones, go into those slots, so that's how that's configured. Then you just want to split apart the legs, and then just extend them out like this. And then after that, you just want to bring down the feet. And there you go. So then after that, you just want to bring around the wheel section right here. And you just kind of want to have it positioned kind of like this, and then just sort of push that in. It doesn't really tab in anywhere, I don't think. I guess there is this tab, but it kind of goes in one of those slots sort of loosely, and it somewhat works, kind of, yeah. And you just want to do the same thing there. So there we go. Now we got the lower half done. Now let's look at the upper half. So I will say, when I first got this guy, I thought, wow, this guy's transformations, it's gonna be so easy. Not at all. Not at first, at least. It took a few tries, but eventually I'm like, okay. And this section up here is the part that really tested my patience. So what I'm just going to do here is I'm just going to remove the spoiler pieces because they do come disassembled in the packaging. But that's not why I'm removing them. The reason why is because they fall off all the freaking time, so I'm just gonna remove that. So that way you don't have to hear me crash out or nothing. So because we don't want a Jaws the Shark crash out, trust me. So anyways, you just want to move out the shoulders right here, kind of these pieces, like that. And then you just want to bring up the head. Hey, there he is. And then this part too is a little tricky. But first, you just want to bring down the orange tab sections, and they'll go in those slots. And just repeat the processing process there. Then rotate around the biceps. So that was the easy stuff. Now this is gonna be, or feel a little bit trickier eventually. I'm sure y'all will get the hang of it, but for now it's gonna be like, what? So essentially what you want to do here is you want to move up the head, and then this area right here, you see where the mushroom peg is, so you just want to rotate that around. It's a little difficult to do with all this stuff on the outside. I think you just have to tab the, or no, it goes in that way. So I think you go in like this, and then there we go. Alright, so then you just want to bring this all in and just do the same thing, or not the same thing, but just you just want to push that all in right here. And then after that you want to so there's this tab right here, this little red tab, and that will go into that slot right there, and that'll just close up. And finally you just want to kind of move this sort of back piece. I forgot how you get it back. Oh, there we go. You just want to rotate it in, and then this orange tab will go into that slot right there. And there we go. So it looks easy, you know, you see me do it at first, like, wow, that's so easy, and it probably is, but trust me, I was really stumped when I first was transforming this guy. Like, the instructions really do fail you, especially on figures like Sureshot right here. It's too much. But once you got that all done, there you guys have Sureshot in his robot mode. And yeah, I do find him to have a pretty solid looking robot mode. I mean, nothing too extraordinary. It's a basic looking deluxe class Transformer figure, but I think he does still look pretty good. You know, it definitely matches the original design for Sureshot. I don't know if he ever appeared in the original G1 cartoon. He might have been Headmasters. I'm not too familiar with the Japanese continuity, but either way, looks like Sureshot to me, so I'll take it. So but yeah, but first here, let's take a look at the sculpts, and yeah, it's pretty basic, but again, it's definitely G1 Sureshot. And I mean, I to be honest with you guys, I'm not really a huge fan of figures that have like these kinds of heads, like with the ball joints sort of appearing in the back. But for Sureshot, it makes sense because of his transformation. Although, again, it's a pretty lazy, like, at least in terms of like the back of his alt mode, it's a pretty lazy looking transformation. But you know, there's definitely quite a bit they could have done much better with this guy, but again, nothing horrible. And yeah, I mean, his colors obviously don't reflect pretty well on camera. You know, the yellow and the orange especially. You know, they're pretty shiny looking. Well, in person, it's probably more like this than is this. But So I guess we'll just have it like that for right now, at least. Yeah, me personally, I'm not a huge fan of the back of the legs. Like these, like the wheels don't really click in anywhere or nothing. It's just, they sort of just sit there, which is kind of annoying, to be honest with you. You know, you're just filling around, and then, yeah, again, there's better ways they could have handled this guy. You know, he technically has backpack kibble, but it's nothing too bad. You know, it fits his aesthetic, so I think he's at least safe in that department. But yeah. But anyways, now for the articulation, head's on the ball joint, so you can move it side to side, and of course, thanks to his much more, I guess, flexible neck ball joint, you can look up all the way, like literally all the way, and unfortunately though, he can't really look down, so kind of a bummer. Let's see, the shoulders, there's pin joints, so you can move them in and out, and there's also a swivel joint, so you can get a full 360-degree movement right there. He does have a bicep swivel, a bend at the elbows, and while it looks like he might have a wrist swivel, he does not. As you can see, it's just all one piece right here. So yeah, that's a shame. It's like you could have easily just put in like a mushroom peg or something. Nope. But he sure does have all the mushroom pegs right here, because he's got one right here for the waist, and he's got two for both of his legs. So, and speaking of the legs, you can kick them up this much, back that much, and you can do a big old karate kick right there. He does have a thigh swivel, bend at the knee, ankles do pivot, and he does have back and forth movement, so, you know, kind of the basic deluxe articulation, but, you know, just missing some really key points. I'm looking at you, both of your wrists, but overall, though, not horrible, but, you know, definitely greatly hindered, so it is what it is, I guess. So, yeah. So anyways, now for the accessories. Well, these two right here aren't necessarily accessories, but they are separate pieces that can be attached, so I guess they count as an accessory. So these are his, like, little, it's like halves of his spoiler from his alt mode, so I think you attach it like this. Hold on, let me just double check. Yeah, like that. So, what you want to do is on the back of the shoulders, you'll see there's like a big hole, holes like right in the back of both, and you just attach these spoilers kind of like this, like an almost upside down look. Now you don't have to, like I said before, you don't have to remove these when you're transforming him. I just do it because, like, they can come off pretty easily and everything. Like you know, you're fiddling with him, and then you push this end, and then suddenly it pops off, and then that throws you, you know, all crazy and everything. So, yeah, that's just what I prefer to do. I know it's like it saved me like so much like stress, like, you know, or saved me from so much stress when I transformed it that way, instead of before where I had them on, because then they kept popping off, and I just kept getting frustrated and basically got nowhere with my learning of his transformation. So yeah, and of course the elephant in the room is his Target Master Spoil Sport. Let me just transform back into robot modes, just so you guys can see what they... Oop, that popped off. Just so you guys can see what they both look like together. So, that. And yeah, let's just transform him right back into gun mode, so he just can sit and relax. So there you go. Now he's armed. That's his only weapon, which makes sense. I mean, he's a target master. Why would he have just some random gun that couldn't transform or nothing? He's like literally that was like the old toys gimmick. So it'd be pointless without it. So. Yeah, so anyways, now for the robot mode size comparisons. Here he is with Blast Off. Again, only because they're wave mates. So there you guys have my review for the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe class Sureshot with what's his name again? Spoil Sport. I keep forgetting the name, but I'd say this is an okay Deluxe, in my opinion. You know, I'm sure some people like him, some people probably hate him. I'm more towards liking him than hating him. You know, I don't really have any serious like, oh, this is garbage. This is a big heap of garbage. Hasbro, why'd you do this? Nah, I'm not like that, but there's definitely a little more flaws in this guy than some of his, you know, wave mates and everything, and you know, that just mostly due to like how they engineered him pretty much. You know, let's say for example in the alt mode you could see like the arms and the hands especially just sticking out. Like they could have done some better, and the head too. Like come on, Hasbro, it's 2026, we know you're better at this by now. But so there's that, and then what else? And then and then robot mode. The heads, like, I mean, he can look all the way up, but not really down. That doesn't really bother me, honestly. But what does bother me is that he doesn't have any swivels for the wrists when they easily could have put them in, and they just chose not to. I don't know if it was a budget thing. You know, this figure is one of the more budget ones in this wave of the line, but you know. And something else too I didn't mention is the durability. You probably noticed me fiddling with this throughout the review. His ankles are on these like pin joints and all that, and they can flop around. Like at the moment it's okay, but I could see, you know, especially if you're giving this to a kid, like after many years, it's gonna get so loose that he's gonna be like falling back like this or falling forward like that. Like yeah, I'm not ready to see what, you know, age is gonna do to this figure, because it's probably gonna hit it pretty hard. But yeah, so that's another complaint. It doesn't really affect, I mean, it kind of does affect me now, but I could see 5 years from now I dig this guy out of like, you know, like a bin of figures or something, or take him off my shelf, and I could just see, you know, him just being so much looser and everything in the ankles. So I hope it doesn't happen. I'm not saying I hope it happens. It's just it's could be, you know, a possibility. So I'm trying to think what else. That's it, honestly. I mean, I'm not a huge fan with the way the wheels are there. I mean, the placement of them are fine. It's just the way they're attached, it's very loose and everything. And, you know. So overall, this figure is kind of probably about average for me. You know, nothing incredible, nothing horrible, but it's probably more on the like, it's in the middle, but it's maybe a little more positive. But there's, you know, so many negatives that it definitely isn't really necessarily a great figure. Probably not even a good one at that. But it's just my opinion, you know. So yeah. But anyways, guys, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment, share for more. And comment down below what you guys think of Sureshot. Do you think he's good? Do you think he's crap? Just let me know down below. So yeah, but anyways, guys, as always, till all are one.